The Senseis are back. 108 Eastern Time. As we come to you, Sensei Drew. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing just fine. There's Sensei Snowman. Hopefully you are ready to rock with a lot of fire that I have, things that you were missing out on this morning. There were a lot of holes in your stories this morning like Swiss cheese, but we're about to plug those away.
I don't like Swiss cheese.
Neither do I. That's why it's time to plug those units with some factual information. And if you bring up LeBron James, I am going to snap. Not today. Not for episode 10. Leave it alone. I need a break from LeBust.
And you say that as you're on the verge of laughter. And you say that as you're on the verge. No, we're not going to touch that. We're not going to touch that here because that was a total drag show. But we are going to touch on is there's the Daytona 500, and a little bit of history was said at that Daytona.
Do tell, Snowman. Do tell.
No, you tell. This is your coin. I'm giving you the pack of coins.
Well, as far as your historic part, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. won yesterday's race in double overtime. The first time that we have seen a double overtime race in NASCAR, but also the longest race in Daytona 500 history. With it going into Daytona's double overtime, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. coming up through the pack, securing that dub over what looked like Kyle Busch was about to get another Daytona 500. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. swooped some in there. It was the battle of Chevrolet was in that top 10. There was only one Ford, with it being Joey Logano, when the double overtime started to begin with.
Right.
So when you put it all into perspective, old Stenny made it happen with no Henny.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And our congratulations. The longest Daytona 500 race.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Remarkable, Snowman. I mean, it was, it kind of this weekend laid out great, which I hope we get into Elimination Chamber at some point during this episode. But
we'll
we had
do that after the break.
We had XFL on Saturday at 3:00. Then we had another XFL game. Then we also had the Elimination Chamber on Saturday, followed by Sunday's set of events with the Daytona 500 with more XFL, followed by the one busted up NBA All-Star game.
And that was so busted up.
It was.
I'm not even going to talk. We're not even going to talk about that today.
It was such hogwash. Say it for Wednesday. Let it be for Wednesday.
I'm not even going to talk. I'm not even going to talk about the game on Wednesday. I'm saving all my bullets for Wednesday. Okay. I just let one go. I just let one go this morning because it fit the segment and it fit the narrative, and I kept that to 5 minutes. I kept that to 5 minutes. I had to, because if I unleashed the way I was feeling this morning, I really would have gotten chewed out.
I was lighting it up in the feedback zone because it felt like it was more than 5 minutes.
Oh, it was 5 minutes.
Okay, I believe you. This one time.
It was 5 minutes. It was 5 minutes. Speaking of which, Victor Locke joins us from Chicago, awaiting your instructions, Senseis. Thank you. Bow to your Senseis. Thank you, Ryan McCoffey. Victor Locke responds, we bow. And then, of course, there's this. A little bit of Metallica.
Taking that into LBJ up to Brown Street.
And then, there you go.
His hairline is running away from him so fast, Snowman. Like every single game.
Yes,
if that ankle would find all of a sudden touching the rim, I don't want to get started into that. How much pussified it was, even though
Wednesday.
Giannis had no effect either. So I mean, if we want to go back and forth, there was no effect.
George Carlin's favorite sport, auto racing. Anybody remembers George Carlin routine from '86, playing with your head when he talked about auto racing? You'll get the reference. Nice one, Mr. McCarthy. Victor Locke says this for you.
I did say earlier in the live chat that Mr. McCarthy was full of the brown, aka the coffee.
Yeah.
So that's again just to confirm that just so there was nobody.
I went with tea today. I went with tea.
Just so nobody was. Well, I've got my special brand of. Let me cover the label. Cola. Because
there you go. Cola. There you go.
Be ready to rock. I'm not young and I'm not old enough for coffee.
The drunken master, Sig Diggy from Norway. The drunken master has crashed into the dojo, and we see the mess.
Who's crashed?
I was for a moment.
Oh, I gotta be honest. Did you drink yesterday?
No.
Oh,
I had one Red's Apple Ale, and I only had one of those. Yesterday.
I will say this:
finish it,
Snowman. I finished off the bottle Saturday night. I finished it off. It was quite a bit. I just threw the bottle away yesterday, so I would show you that it was empty. But I know that you believe me. I finished it off Saturday night. As when I got off work Saturday night, that started a streak of I only have to work 1 out of the next 11 days, which that being this upcoming Wednesday. Then I'm off for a week again. So nice. I'm loving my schedule right now. I'm enjoying it.
Enjoy your downtime, which I will after this show.
And I'm looking forward to talking some more XFL because this so much happened in this past weekend, and only a sports fan stayed up with it.
This weekend in the XFL was defensive. If you love defense, then you loved how this weekend played out, because one of the games I paid attention to was St. Louis and San Antonio. That kicked off the Sunday action.
And the following game was great too.
Yeah,
because I mean, you and I were talking about yesterday.
Goal line.
You and I were talking about making graphics. You and I were talking about making graphics yesterday, and having both the Battle Hawks led by AJ McCarron,
yes,
followed by the DC Defenders, led by Jordan Ta'amu, who was leading the St. Louis Battle Hawks in the previous incarnation of the XFL 2.0. I guess we can call this 2.2 or 2.1.2. I don't know. But XFL 3, whatever it is. Yes. I love the fact that Jordan is on Washington. I love the fact the way that the defense played for Washington in that game last night as well. But sorry, Snowman, go ahead and back to your St. Louis Battle Hawks.
And the biggest play in that DC game was the final, what turned out to be the final play, and that was the strip on the goal line. A strip on the goal line by Washington, and Washington had to work so hard to get the lead. Because remember, they trailed 18-8 in that game. They trailed 18-8 in that game. They came all the way back. They got a touchdown plus 2-point conversion, and then got the lead before the fourth quarter. As the fourth quarter began, and then to end the game, a strip on the goal line. You can't get any better than that when you're defending your goal in front of your home fans, and it just looked like Seattle just marched right down the field. And it just looked like they were going to get the lead. Danucci took them down the field. Looked like they were going to get the lead, but they get a strip at the goal line at the last second. I love it.
You know what I love the most about this, Snowman? And trending back to Elimination Chamber slightly, because I know we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
But watching an XFL game was like watching a WWE live event. Because especially in the moment when the Washington Defenders fans started throwing lemons onto the field. That part, I wish I would have been there for. Now, our guy on the Legacy Maker Sports Network, Darrell Owens, was at that game. And I still have yet to ask him. And I'm going to actually ask him this afternoon. Did you get pelted by a lemon? With as many lemons it was getting thrown onto the field. Snowman, you have to get pelted by a lemon if you were as many lemons as were thrown on the field. It was an absolute S show with the amount of lemons that were thrown on that field.
Yeah.
Radios can accept that S show.
But besides that, what are your thoughts on this opening weekend in the XFL?
I thought it was great. It's based on the ratings of what they did and following one of the biggest games, if not the biggest game of the year, with the Super Bowl being last week.
Right.
I feel like they did great. Now, did I personally get to watch a lot of what happened Saturday? No, because I was working an 11-hour day at my full-time job, so I watched the highlights. But yesterday, I had both the XFL on, both games, the Battlehawks and the Defenders games, and I also had Daytona 500. I was out in the garage. It was nice yesterday. I had my iPad in one hand, doing graphics, 2 TVs, one on the Battlehawks, the other on the 500. I was staying in tune with the Snowman, so I was loving it. However, it could not stay warm enough for me to have multiple screens when the Defenders came on TV because I wanted to watch other stuff too, but it got too cold, had to bring it inside.
I don't blame it. It's Virginia. I don't blame you. Sometimes the weather gets too cool in Virginia, just like it did in North Carolina when I lived there.
We got too cold. I mean, it's all 4 seasons in 1 week, let alone 1 day.
Yeah. It's that way here. It's 61 degrees here this afternoon.
Yep.
Let's go to San Antonio.
The Brahmas.
Talk about that comeback by the Battlehawks against the Brahmas, because didn't it seem to you that the Brahmas controlled that entire game? I mean, they led 15-3 with less than 2 minutes remaining. You think with that field goal, you think game, set, match, but A.J. McCarron had other ideas.
A.J. McCarron won the game using his legs, Snowman. Won the game using his legs. How often do we see A.J. McCarron using his legs in the NFL, let alone in college? I don't even remember him being other than just a pocket passing quarterback.
That's all I remember him.
Seeing him move the way that he did just goes to show you that this XFL is on another level. Now, especially the way they're doing their 1 and 2 and 3 point conversions, I absolutely love that. That brings the ultimate fan aspect out of the game too. But to see this game finish the way that they did, a 3-point game, 18-15, Battlehawks over the Brahmas, I was sad because I kind of wanted to see the Brahmas win because they are named after the Brahma Bull, The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So I wanted to see them get the win. But then to see what A.J. McCarron did with the other small pieces around him. He also has Austin Prohl, the son of Ricky Prohl from the St. Louis Rams Super Bowl winning team back in 99. And fun fact, Ricky Prohl's actually the wide receivers coach of that St. Louis Battlehawks team. So looking back on everything, the culmination of that game, the Battlehawks deserved to win. And Jordan Tahamu, the formerly player quarterback of the Battlehawks, gets the victory for the Defenders yesterday. It was a great day in Sunday XFL, Snowman. I absolutely loved it. I loved it.
Let me pose you this question. Someone posed this on Friday, when we previewed the XFL with Sam. What if St. Louis wins their first 3 on the road? Because they're not scheduled to be home until week 4. What if they win their first 3 on the road and then they blow the roof off of the TWA Dome and sell it out for week 4? That's their first home game. how would that set up the Battlehawks for a run to the championship?
Considering there's only 8 teams in this league, there's only but so many weeks. It's not like the NFL where we're going to have 17 weeks in the season.
Right.
Every game matters. So if you can go on a 3-game winning streak as an away team going into your first home game, I would have to say that would have to set you up beautifully for a great playoff run.
Yeah. Yeah, the St. Louis is when we talk Friday, St. Louis is one of the teams I'm watching because it looked like them and Houston were on their way to clashing in the in the championship game, and Houston took care of business easy on Saturday in Houston. It seems that way again. St. Louis and Houston could be on their way to meeting each other in the championship, but who knows? We're just getting started with our coverage of the XFL. Sam Shady will join me later this week as we talk XFL and USFL because the USFL is coming in April.
April 15th.
Football junkie like we are, you're inundated with football and you love every single minute of it. Because I got to tell you, that Houston Roughneck game on Saturday that I had a chance to look at, I don't think anything's changed with that roster. The roster's totally different. Let me change my sentence. The roster's totally different for Houston, but the attitude is not. They want to run you over. They absolutely want to run you over.
I still hate that star in the middle of the D on the defenders like we talked about on Friday, Snowman.
Yes.
I absolutely hate it. But to see what Greg Williams, Captain Bounty, comes back as a defensive coordinator, and Captain Bounty, without the bounty itself, pardon the pun, gets this team to force multiple turnovers, playing a very fast-paced defense, which Seattle and Ben DiNucci, the former Dallas Cowboys backup quarterback, was on fire to start the game. Don't get me wrong. It looked like the Seattle Sea Dragons were going to run away with it after the first quarter and a half.
Because the first drive of the game, the Seattle just walked down the field and scored.
They did.
And no problem.
And DiNucci's family, who has probably the family Italian restaurant going, they had the brick oven going, making those pizzas. And when the fire went out, when they were closing up shop, that's when the fire went out for Ben DiNucci.
Yeah.
As they were closing up shop trying to watch old pal Benny get a win for his Seattle Sea Dragons. And what happened? They put the flame out in the oven, and Ben's flame went out.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to see how Seattle will bounce back next week. We'll talk Friday morning more XFL. We'll pause for a break, and when we come back in a few minutes, Elimination Chamber chatter. How did you all feel about the Elimination Chamber? Back after this on the Sports Senseis.
So this thing called sports, it has fans again. It has full stadiums, full arenas, and more. And you want to be a part of it, don't you? Of course you do. If you begin to scour the resale market, there will be tickets available. And what you need to get those tickets that you want so badly is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the app available to you that lends a hand in helping you get the tickets that you want for the events that you want. SeatGeek rates the tickets on a 1 to 10 scale, and the best part is the tickets are vetted for authenticity, so you know what you are getting and you know you are not getting scammed. And now you can save even more by using the code SNOWMAN and getting $20 off with your very first purchase. Yes, you can do all of that with the power of SeatGeek, helping you get to the games that you want, so you fans can fan. So let's all fan.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Call this number right now.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes,
really happen?
and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius.
Don't do that.
Sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a show that has just as many commercials as a TNT broadcast, the Sports Senseis Unleashed.
And we are indeed unleashed as we're going to Montreal, Quebec, the Elimination Chamber, and there were two of them, the men's chamber and the women's chamber. The women's chamber kicked off the event, and Asuka for the women became the first to complete the triple play. And that is the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and now the Elimination Chamber. Talk about making a name for yourself.
Snowman, you are not ready for Asuka, as she likes to say when she has her little promos. You are not ready. But before that, I have to acknowledge the Hawk TV. Left hand up, who are we? The Commanders. I absolutely hate that song, but I had to acknowledge it because you typed it. Left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. All right,
The heck
back.
with it. See, this is where I make Drew smile. And I'm gonna let it play.
Hail to the Redskins. Hail victory. Praise on the warpath, fight for all we see. From a basket score, we won a lot more. Beat them, swamp them, touch them at the point score. Fight on, till you have won, sons of Washington.
This edition of the Sports Senseis Unleashed is brought to you by Slackjaw VPN. When you want to slack off, choose Slackjaw VPN. The slacking be smooth. That one for sick.
This is why we have so much fun, because of all the live reads the folks create in the chat. Oh boy!
But back to Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, back to Elimination Chamber. Asuka completed the triple play.
This actual pay-per-view was probably my favorite pay-per-view leading up to a WrestleMania event, because most of them suck, as you guys talking about this morning.
Yep.
Like, Playmaker was getting some of the things I was saying misconstrued. Like, yes, they usually are the worst pay-per-view in a calendar year leading up to WrestleMania. But this one, because the one and only Vince McMahon, Vinnie Mac, did not have any control over how the thing played out. Unless maybe he wrote that Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match, then maybe because
I don't think he wrote that.
I mean, maybe for the storyline it had to happen so they could have a no DQ going into WrestleMania, and maybe they might have Bray Wyatt with Uncle Howdy in a triple threat, or hell, maybe a fatal four-way match with Uncle Howdy with as much action as he's been getting into lately.
Yeah.
Uncle Howdy, Bray Wyatt, tag team versus Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. So many things, Snowman, happen based on that. But Asuka, as you were asking me about Asuka, okay?
Asuka.
No Victor Locke. Asuka is not a graduate of Stupid University. Oh, she's talking about Malika.
No. He's talking about Malika Andrews.
All right, my bad. Asuka is definitely not a student of Stupid University based on what she's done to evolve that character on Monday Night Raw. So she came back from her injury, and she's doing what she's doing and being even more fierce than Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, old rowdy Ronda Rousey. This could be a major, major matchup with Bianca Belair and Asuka at WrestleMania. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, and it'll be in SoFi Stadium this year. And because of COVID, it's evolved to now a 2-night event. It'll be April 1st and 2nd in Inglewood, California. Brandon Dyer joins us. Exactly. No DQ for Lashley, and Lesnar set up a heel turn for Lesnar. Would that be a heel turn for Lesnar? Do you think that'll turn him into a heel?
I think Lesnar had so much time with the heel with the walrus known as Paul Heyman that
because he's been a heel since he came into the company.
He's been a heel as much as John Cena was a face, and you want to turn John Cena from face to heel. This is the time we've seen Brock Lesnar turn from heel to face, and he's been running with it. I feel like he's doing great. And they need to have Bobby as a heel because Bobby as a heel is more interesting as a character than he is as a face.
Ryan McCarthy joining us from Saratoga, New York. Nobody's ready for Asuka. Ain't that the truth?
Asuka!
Asuka took what made her great in Japan and enhanced it in WWE. That she has. That she absolutely has. Sick Diggy from Norway, which makes us internationally syndicated. Asuka is the scariest. The Empress of Tomorrow always knows how to reinvent herself. Yep. And he also adds Brock Lesnar is a natural heel. That he is. Because he was a heel when he came into the company in 2002.
But he had the walrus with him.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't really been much of a heel or much of anything without the walrus. And to see what he's been doing as a face without the walrus has been absolutely extraordinary because you didn't think that Brock Lesnar had as much mic talent as he did. And he's been pretty entertaining during his time as a face.
He's been a face since SummerSlam versus Reigns, says Brandon Dyer. Brandon, where are you chiming in from? Let's give you a proper shout out here. Bobby Lashley's heel turn was organic. Let's keep him a heel. You agree with that? I do.
Yep.
I agree with that.
I agree with that too. He's much better as a heel than he's been since a face. Like, he's kind of boring, and after a few weeks, it's like, all right, write Bobby off TV. I've seen him enough as a face. I'd much rather see him with the Hurt Business as a heel because they had something building pretty good with the Hurt Business until Vinnie Mac screwed it all up.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Lashley needs to reconnect with MVP and the Hurt Business, just as you said. To continue that heel turn. Does this turn take him into Los Angeles at WrestleMania?
I mean, I feel like this turn, along with the fact that you got Bray Wyatt coming out last week talking about he wanted the winner of the match from Saturday night, but there was no winner because there was a disqualification. Well, technically there was. It was Bobby because of what Brock Lesnar did. Will we get a triple threat match with Bray Wyatt? Will we get a fatal four-way with Uncle Howdy? Will we get a tag team match of Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy versus Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar? Probably not. But one way or another, these mother fathers, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley, are going to face off at WrestleMania. The question is, will Bray Wyatt be there with Uncle Howdy in his corner?
And also, you got to put this question into play. Will there somehow be a title on the line?
Well, what title would he get?
What
title would he get? Because Bobby doesn't have a title. Neither does Bray Wyatt or Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, it could just be that could be a fun match, though. A fatal four-way. That could be fun.
It could. Uncle Howdy.
That could be fun.
Turn the tables. It could.
Yeah. Yeah, Victor Locke from Chicago. I always ask, how can Asuka be so terrifying and so gorgeous at the same time? Don't believe me? Check out Kana-chan TV, her YouTube channel. I have.
Yeah, I like watching her. I like watching her videos when she's like leaving her house and then like getting ready to go on the plane and like on the plane and like getting ready and then leading up to her match, whatever night that was.
Yeah,
those videos are pretty cool. They're even better than the Being the Elite videos that watch sometimes too. They come out on Mondays. I'm gonna have to watch that after Sports Senseis Unleashed.
Montez Ford, Brandon Dyer joining us. Montez Ford was the guy that I feel gained the most from the U.S. Championship match. Also, just a freelancer. Talk to me about Montez Ford.
Montez Ford was absolutely extraordinary in that match that night, with some of the high risk maneuvers that he was doing. It made you believe that when it got down to the final four and the final three that he was going to keep going, but unfortunately, it just ran out of the smoke. The smoke ran out for Montez Ford, but he's been showcasing a lot of great matches over the course of the past calendar year that makes you think he could go for a U.S. championship or an Intercontinental Championship run at some point. Does he deserve to be on the top of the mountain with Bianca Belair as the heavyweight champion? Not right now. But with what he's done over the past calendar year, I say put the Intercontinental or U.S. strap on Montez Ford. And whatever happens to D'Angelo Dawkins, happens. If it doesn't work out for him, send his Rudy Poo, Candy Blank, back to the Indies if he can't make it solo.
So how long do you think before Montez Ford, gets a title shot and B, a title?
I feel like he's going to get another title shot before SummerSlam. Will he get an actual championship run before SummerSlam or at SummerSlam? Time will only tell. But he's got a better chance now with trips at the top of the helm than he did when Vince was at the top, starting to give him those chances last year. Because it was with Vince that he started to get some nudges here out of the tag team division.
Right.
Now it's up to Triple H to take that momentum, because when he is on a singles match, on a singles card, he has some great moments, and he's proved time in and time again that he can do this on his own. Just like his other half, Bianca Belair, he deserves a title run. Maybe not with the heavyweight championship, but I feel like with the U.S. championship or the Intercontinental Championship, Montez Ford has done enough to prove a run.
Well, Brandon Dyer answered my question. Gunther, in theory, wouldn't drop so close to WrestleMania. And you're right. You're right, because April 1st will be here before we know it, and titles will be on the line anyway, and they're not going to drop so close to WrestleMania. There were so many incredible spots in the men's chamber match. Ford's Spider-Man spot was probably my favorite, though, and I just looked at that move. How the hell did he pull that one off?
Yeah, where he climbed up and he did that little thing, twisted backwards, and then just kind of fell off the top. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. That, I don't know what kind of training he does with the joints in his body, but to flip his body backwards. And then to be holding on, like his wrist flipped everything, and all he did was just let go, and he dropped down. I know exactly what you're talking about, Mr. McCarthy. You are definitely full of the brand on that one. The coffee has got you ready to rock as he flipped off the top of that cage and did a Spider-Man somersault onto those competitors.
Well, here's a bold prediction for 2024. We're going to have Montez Mania like we had Kofi Mania in 2019. That's from Ryan McCarthy. Drew, take it. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't not like that. Okay, right. I like it. I like that very much so. Let's take this into a different direction, Snowman.
Okay.
I like Kofi Mania, and I was a big supporter of Kofi Mania. But stepping outside of the box and seeing everything that transpired from that time that we had Kofi Mania, the world ending, the world repairing, would you not say that potentially part of what Vince did with that was somewhat political to take heat off of his rear end for that?
Yep.
Because he did that to prove that he is not a racist some bizzle. Okay. I'm doing the best I can to keep this Monday cuss free. Okay. He's a some bizzle. Okay. So when you think about all the politics, all the slogans, everything that has been force fed down our throats from 2019 to 2020 and everything that we've seen since then, Kofi Mania was nothing more than a political publicity stunt. Okay. The only way that Montez Ford will have Kofi-like Mania in 2024 is if he gets those crowds to react like Sami Zayn's crowds reacted in Montreal when he was walking down that ramp.
Oh,
that's the only way.
Sami Zayn blew the roof off the joint
because Kofi Mania was gaining attraction.
Yeah,
but was it getting like Sami Zayn attraction? What it's been getting over the past few months? I don't believe so. I feel like Sami Zayn earned more of a Sami Mania than Kofi did, even though I was glad to see what Kofi did. And seeing what Kofi did was special, and he deserved it for the amount of career that he's had.
Right.
I just feel like that maybe it wasn't given to him on the best circumstances, and he dropped the belt to Brock Lesnar in the worst of circumstances on the very first SmackDown on Fox. That Friday night SmackDown on Fox lost to Brock Lesnar in 8 mother-fathering seconds.
8 seconds. Yeah.
So do I want it to end like that? No. I feel like Montez Ford deserves a run at some point if he continues on the track that he's on now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to be anywhere close to what a Kofi Mania was.
Mickey Delaney joining us from Washington State. It's still barely morning in Washington State. Mickey, what part of Washington are you from? Welcome to the Sports Senseis. And Brandon, I'll pose again. He says Rollins and Gargano laughing at the top of the chamber pod was one of my favorite moments. I love that. Hey, Brandon, where are you signing in from? Where are you checking in from?
Let us know.
I want to give you a proper shout.
How's the herbal medicinals over there?
Pretty damn good. Can we possibly see anything pertaining to the Undertaker at Mania?
Not in a wrestling venture. He's done.
Right.
Like his body.
He's retired.
Character wise, could we see him as a manager of somebody at some point, or play a small role in a WrestleMania, like a twist of a match potentially? But will he compete in a match? He will not be Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, getting up there in his 70s, strutting down the ramp and doing whatever he has left in the tank to get through a match, because Ric Flair passed out in his match twice, and the Undertaker was actually in the first row to watch that match. Do you think the Undertaker wants to put himself through that? Oh, hell no. He does not, Snowman.
No, he doesn't. This is for you. That title drop was trash.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
The trash list has made it to the Sports Senseis.
Kofi deserved better than that, Snowman, and you know it.
I'm not arguing that point. I just love the way it was put.
I love Kofi.
I just love the way it was put.
Nope.
Kitsap County, Bremerton. Do not know where that is. We do not know where that is,
but we will definitely use Google by the end of this episode to figure out where in the Father it is at.
And we got about a segment and a half left, so let's take a break. And when we come back, Drew and I will go off the rails and put a bow on this puppy. It's the Monday edition of the Sports Senseis. Back after this.
So this thing called sports, it has fans again. It has full stadiums, full arenas, and more. And you want to be a part of it, don't you? Of course you do. If you begin to scour the resale market, there will be tickets available. And what you need to get those tickets that you want so badly is SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the app available to you that lends a hand in helping you get the tickets that you want for the events that you want. SeatGeek rates the tickets on a 1 to 10 scale, and the best part is the tickets are vetted for authenticity, so you know what you are getting and you know you are not getting scammed. And now you can save even more by using the code Snowman and getting $20 off with your very first purchase. Yes, you can do all of that with the power of SeatGeek, helping you get to the games that you want, so you fans can fan. So let's all fan.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made home ownership happen. Homeschooling yourself on loans, beefing up your credit score.
So I'm pre-approved.
You were like, yes! Sorry. Color coding listings, ticking boxes, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. Home sweet home. You aced house hunting. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a show where one half of the show absolutely hates LeBron James and the other one agrees with the other half's hatred of LeBron James. The Sports Senseis Unleashed. You loved how I was going with that one.
I have about 200 words inside my head right now, and 199 of them are not nice, and I mean them all jokingly. Or one half of the show.
That's for you, bronzesexuals.
I think that should be our tagline. I think that should be our tagline. Or one half of the show hates LeBron James, and the other half agrees with the first half.
Hey, Snowman, I've been begging for you to cut, chop, and screw so many of these wild things that I say. We now have 10 episodes of that. And you do it in Snowman in the morning. That's your homework. You have 1 week from today to give me a good chop, screw, edit for next week for these sayings that come out of a golden mouth right here.
You don't want that because I get screwy ideas when that happens. And challenge accepted.
Yes! Yes!
You want a montage? I'll give you a montage.
I am waiting. Standing here, Snowman, in the snow, ready to
now
ride.
Now my brain's turning at 100 miles an hour. Damn you. It's probably going to take till Wednesday for me to get started because I got a full load today. And my wife is off, and I know I'm going to be running around with her.
Enjoy that time with the wife, man.
I am.
That's a snow day right there.
You have
a snow day.
Every day is a snow day.
Snow day.
Every day is a snow day with me.
There you go.
It's been a snow day since I've been married to Jody, and I loved every day of it.
The only mother father that I know that has 365 snow days in 1 year, my man Brian Snow.
That would be me. Oh no!
Badass.
Oh no! Badass. Hey, cut this one. I'll do this one. This sick joke is brought to you by chicken wing hair plugs. Forget peacocking. Get to roostering. Chicken wing hair plugs.
A chicken wing hair plug. What in the father is a chicken wing hair plug?
I have no idea. I gotta read that again.
Over here. What?
I gotta read that again. I gotta read that again.
Can I try it?
This sick joke is brought to you by chicken wing hair plugs. Forget peacocking. Get to roostering. Chicken wing hair plugs. This is probably the only time I will make Drew lose his glasses on the air.
Sick. Can you give me another one? Because I want to read one more.
Chicken wing. Hey,
I love it.
Y'all come up with ideas in the chat, and we'll read them before we go off the air here. Victor's reaction.
We have more XFL to cover.
Victor's reaction. Sick. That is rude, and that is genius.
Oh shit!
Sorry. You know I'm bringing that for Wednesday. Chicken wing hair plugs.
Chicken wing hair plugs. I don't know where this Mickey guy's mind is going. Mickey
Sick has raised the bar. Now I have to find a way to top that one. We all do. Listen, y'all come up with the ideas. Me and Cole and now Drew just read them. We just read them. The Slackjaw VPN is Drew. That's all Drew. Because the first time he saw it, he read it out loud and read it on the air. That was it. That was all I need.
It's kind of as good as, oh, hang on.
Oh my
BPD,
gosh.
OCD, and CPSD.
Oh boy.
Hey, use it to give us one more great one-liner going into the rest of the show. But Snowman, before we carry on, okay, because I know we've got some other things we want to talk about before we get out of here. We still got some time.
Gosh. Yes.
But before we get to the other stuff that we wanted to talk about,
Yes.
going into that other break is a TNT broadcast that we just went into. As we were talking about the Elimination Chamber. Yes, Mickey, I'm on Facebook. Look it up, Drew Willingham. Okay. Now, when you look back on Elimination Chamber, okay, and I'm friends with Snowman, okay, this is all I'm going to say. But when you look back on Elimination Chamber and everything that we saw, how much of an impact do you think that this Monday Night Raw that we're going to have tonight is going to be on laying the foundation, the true foundation for what we're going to see 6 weeks from now going into WrestleMania?
It's the paveway. It's the driveway to WrestleMania, because you got the results in, you got both chambers in, and now all we got to do is just put the puzzle pieces together for Los Angeles. That's all. I mean, it begins tonight with Monday Night Raw, because the Raw after either the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber sets the stage for the road to WrestleMania, because there's a lot of things that are going to be laid out of who's going to do what in Los Angeles. So this is there was a time to basically lay the foundation of the road to WrestleMania, or lay the foundation for WrestleMania. This Monday Night Raw would be the time to do it.
So many stories were told on that Saturday night, Snowman, because you also have the culmination of what we're seeing within the bloodline.
Yep.
With Roman Reigns, Jay and Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa wasn't there, but I've got to imagine that he's going to have some type of play to bring in there.
Yeah.
Hang on. I got another one. You got to bring it up, Snowman. Sick.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
This breakdown of WWE Elimination Chamber is brought to you by Left Field Analytics, the analytical service all the way from left field.
All the way back from left field. David 3000 joining us. What's up, David? David, where are you shouting us out from? Where are you from? We want to give you a proper shout out. And Mickey, I know where you are now since you explained it to me. The ferry from Seattle will take you to Bremerton, and I am very familiar with Seattle, Washington.
Snowman, we have another one, and I'm going to take it from the top as we speak. This episode of the Sports Senseis Unleashed is brought to you by Mike Tyson Mints. Don't uppercut people with your mouth unless it's packing the minty punch of Mike Tyson's pinch.
Y'all are brilliant. Y'all are psychotically brilliant. David 3000 Network joins us from Massachusetts. Cool to have you. Thank you. Thank you for coming in. And I got a little visitor here. Hold on a minute.
Hang on. While he's bringing in a visitor, I got a question for D-Mass. D-Mass, welcome to the show for one. Thank you for joining us, brother. The second question I have for you is, what does the 3000 stand for? Are you going to live long enough to see the year 3000? Have you hit 3000 hits in the game of baseball? What does it mean? Let us know in the comments. David 3000, what is up, brother?
Yeah, what's the 3000 for? And I got a visitor here. Come here, Winnie.
Winnie has made it to the show.
Winnie has made it to the afternoon show.
Winnie, give us your time. We wanted to interview you and ask you how you were doing on this fine Monday. Get your intake on XFL, and you just ran away from Snowman. What in the father is going on?
But you know Winnie's not having it.
No.
Winnie saw Lucy, my dog, and that's that.
But Winnie needs to bow to her senseis.
This is Winnie we're talking about here.
Winnie does not run the show. Snowman and
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Go ahead.
Okay.
Take it, Drew. Take it.
This Winnie time is brought to you by Eartha Kitty Campbell. What? The perfect meal for your feline friend. I said Campbell instead of Kimball, and it pissed me all off.
That's a live blooper, folks. Okay.
Can I get a take 2? Is this Hollywood?
Hold on a minute. Come here, Winnie.
I gotta do it with the cat in hand.
I'm gonna do this with Winnie in hand.
All right, you do it. It's your turn. I fumbled. It's like Price is Right. It's your turn.
This Winnie time was brought to you by Eartha Kitt Kitty Kibble, the perfect meal for your feline friend.
Yeah, Snowman won that one. Good job, Victor.
That's the only time I win that one. Okay.
David says no. He just thought of it as a username and a particular reason.
Okay.
But it was still a cool name. We were just wondering, do you plan to live to year
3000?
Because if you planned on living to the year 3000, let us know what your tricks are, because we have got another 900 and some years to go, brother.
This should be Hollywood Squares. Oh my Lord. You know what? If they come up with an online version of Hollywood Squares, I'll do it.
Hang on, let me
there you go. This one's for you. Take it.
This is up yours, Mickey. This portion of the Sports Senseis Unleashed is brought to you by Chicken Wing Head Shavers, home of the cowardly bald cock. Chicken Wing Head Shavers, when your hair plugs aren't enough. Ryan McCarthy, that was great.
Genius.
Chicken Wing Head Shavers.
Chicken Wing Head Shavers.
So many tears were flowing out of my eyes when I was reading that, Ryan McCarthy.
I know.
He was full of the brown.
Yeah, you've been crying and laughter the past 10 minutes.
He was full of the brown on that one.
Okay,
definitely the coffee.
Okay, which one got you? Where you messed up? Was it the
Kitty Cat Kibbles, the one that Vic had?
The Kitty Cabble.
Kitty Cabble is what I said.
Kitty Cabble.
I was laughing so hard. Tears were coming out.
Welcome to the Kitty Cabble.
And then at that time, this dude named Mickey said, "Fire me." I'm like, who in the father is this guy? Like, come on, bro. You are like 6 months. You're like 6 months behind. You have not seen our work we have done. I'm not getting fired. You can't afford to fire me.
That's basically what he said.
That's great.
Oh my gosh.
More like, look at the results. He's hired.
Yeah. Then Mickey comes along 6 days later. Fired.
Ryan McCarthy earned his bow. Take it gracefully, sir.
Yes, sir.
Get yourself another cup of coffee.
Yes, sir.
Because you have earned it.
You have.
And I need to try this mythical coffee that you guys keep speaking about, because I am one.
Brian, you need to send me an affiliate link, because I want to A, purchase some, and B, I want them to be an affiliate for my programming as well.
I drink cola.
Okay. I got trouble.
Cola, but I cover it up because I don't want you to see the label because of infringement opportunities. But now that I've just turned 36, Snowman, I just had a recent physical where I was told to lower said cholesterol just a little bit, okay? Yep. And the best way I could think of is to do less soda and more coffee. But coffee genuinely sucks. I hate the drip. Don't want to do the drip. And a cat just walked by the screen.
Don't want to do the drip, huh?
Don't want to do the drip. So Ryan McCarthy, the king of the brown.
Do what I did.
Ryan McCarthy's name. Hang on. Let me finish. Ryan McCarthy, I have dubbed you king of the brown when it comes to the coffee. So let me know.
Do what I did.
What is the best coffee?
Flavor. Do what I did. Ice it and put flavor in it. Mickey, I think Brian need to get his bald head shined up. Already there. My son paid me a visit last night. Already there. My son paid me a visit last night. Picked on me. Oh, I'm good.
It's not a liter of cola, Ryan McCarthy, but
it's not a liter.
Mother, father, and close.
It's pretty close. All right. We got to get out of here. I got to take care of my pets, and I got to get some lunch.
Hey, a few things before we go.
I got some footage to cut up since Drew challenged me. Go ahead.
A few things before you go through your challenge that you better not lose, Snowman, because I'm going to stay on your peach. Okay. So, got a few things for you guys tonight. This is a very, very big week for Legacy Maker Sports Network. I mean, it's been a very big year. As Darrell's gone to the Super Bowl, was the very first XFL game for the DC Defenders yesterday. Got 3 episodes of the In or Out Sports Debate this week. Tonight, episode 79 with Joey Raymond. Wednesday, episode 80 with Mr. BS3, Ben Sutterth III of BS3 Network will be there on Wednesday evening. And then Friday, Snowman. Not only that, on Friday afternoon, we have, it's the Enter the Boom Shakalaka edition with the one and only Chris Bass. He will be on Snowman in the morning, that morning, followed by that afternoon. He's going to be on In or Out Sports Debate, episode 81 with myself, D. Willie. That's not all, Snowman. That's not all. Stay on the edge of your seat because I got one more thing for you. You've been waiting 2 weeks for this one. Snowman has been waiting 2 weeks for what is about to come out of this slack jaw mouth, okay? 2 weeks later, Snowman gets the answer he's been waiting for. First 2 episodes of the Kayfabe Express are on Legacy Maker Sports Network, but episode 3 comes out tomorrow night, 7:05 p.m. Eastern. Lance and Awahi, the cousin of Roman Reigns, will be here finally for episode 3 of the Kayfabe Express. Your boy is on fire this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I had to think about it for a second. Monday, Tuesday.
You had to think about it for a minute.
Wednesday, and Friday. He's here. And
you had to think about it for a minute.
Starting it off strong with my man Snowman here. Good. Sharing is caring, Snowman. Share it. Love it. Like it. Be a part of it. I love you, Snowman.
Oh, man. I love you too, Drew. We're out of here. We'll see you next Monday. And I'll be back at 6:05 with the Brian Snow Show. But as for now, the Senseis are out. Take your bows. We'll see you next Monday. We're out of here.
Let us know in the comments how you felt about episode 10 today, as this show deserves to be on the radio.